Oh, no, this isn't the right deck, though. Equip. We didn't want that as an alt. We wanted that as our primary. Alright. Alright. So, just gonna bring these guys down. Alright, so we're not doing too bad on the tail swipe so far. If we can stand through the tail swipes, that does help instead of jumping. Health is staying pretty high even through all these guys. And then once we start getting guys down like this, what we do is just corpse explode through the rest of the wave. Ooh, that corpse explode didn't... Oh, that went off a big lag, I think. Maybe it did. Yeah, that corpse explode's not going off, though. Nav mesh error, I think, there. Forgot about those. Alright, bring these guys over here. And we'll kill them over here. And that'll give us a chance to skin them separately, too. We don't have our Brutal Butcher Belt on. We're going to be skinning a little more slowly. We'll still have plenty of time to clear the large wyvern, where the real loot is. Get them skinned up just fine. And we'll miss out on some of the little guys, but we're not too worried about this round. This mostly, again, I'm wondering how much it slows us down during this interim round. Hopefully not at all. We have the wrong chest on, though. Don't we? Yes, we do. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this should be the good one now, right? Is this the Corpse Explode one? No, it's not. We didn't get it switched. Why didn't it switch? Okay, so this is the one with Corpse Explode, right? No, it's not. Is it? What the heck? Oh, three. Okay, so yeah. Alright, we're in the good chest now. Oh boy. So, I'm wondering how much it slows us down here, which it theoretically is slowing us down a little bit here. Just because every now and then we'll have to do it an extra corpse exploder too, which is a bummer. But if it speeds up the end wyvern wave, that'd be, you know, potentially could do that enough to be a net gain. And even if it's not a net gain, doing it all the way through on this deck, if it speeds it up enough that it's worth switching from light armor to heavy armor for that last wave, we could do that as well. Hey, Captain Knives, thank you for the raid. How was your stream, man? Alright, so kill a wisp. The wisps can drop good stuff now. Not often, but you know, if whenever you're here you kill them, you do get the drops. Alright, for this guy. So far this isn't bad. It's actually a little bit easier, just because we are so tanky. We don't have to be quite as on our toes. Oh, why can't I skin this guy? But if that's slower, it's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, there are times where you just kind of want to chill out, grind stuff out like that. But most of the time, I'm happy to be a little more active and a little more on my toes and get the extra power from it. That corpse explode didn't even kill some of the little ones. So if you add up all those numbers and figure that's all physical damage, so it's not all physical damage or all melee damage. Some of it's a tick. Some of it's damage from their wyvern sting tick, poison tick, basically. You figure out that if you look at the DPS on that, it's actually not adding up to much DPS. If you figure 25% of that or whatever is being reflected back on them, it's actually not. It's not that much at all. It's being reflected back on them. Ooh, and those guys do still hit you for big numbers. They could stack up even against all this armor. We're not using nearly as much defense on this armor as is available to us, though. In fact, we can hit right now at our glance low, and even that'll help a decent amount. Corpse Explode didn't even land. And see, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this atonal off because my move speed's such that they are hitting me with those tail swipes. So any one of those will interrupt that. Any one of those can interrupt that atonal cast. So almost another corpse explode. We really don't want these corpse explodes to keep fizzling out. I mean, they're not fizzle. It's not the fizzle problem. It's that we're hitting them on the ground and they're not actually doing any damage to anything. Alright, so, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been doing a lot of these. That wasn't slow. It definitely wasn't slow. I don't know if it was as fast or faster. We have a lot of corpses here, so it must have actually been decently quick for all these corpses to still not have decayed. We need something to make it more exciting, though. We need to think of a way that having a more active deck doing this will get us more benefit, will get us more power out of it. Because now we have room where it's a little more relaxed playstyle like this with this heavier set. We have a little more room, though, because of that, to do extra stuff and extra stuff that's going to reward us. So we could try to stack extra stuff. We could try to stack a tonal, for instance, alongside the corpse explode. I could get a little tricky. It's kind of my go-to thought on it. We wouldn't really be using it. Well, we could cast it if we don't want to spend time skinning the small wyverns between. We would be able to cast it between all the waves, cast our atonal, and just commit to not getting the loot off the small wyverns and going through it a lot faster and getting more loot off the bigger ones. We do like the haunches for crafting XP, though. Or we could switch to a final again. Actually, that would we could switch to a different deck for the final battle that had stackable atonal. And if we did that, we probably would be back in our light gear for all the other battles. It would just be switching decks at that final battle, which can get tricky. If you have your feedback running, you switch decks, you switch fast, but swapping that much gear uses an insane amount of focus, which get through the feedback damage would likely kill me most of the time. So I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd have to go off and heal or wait for the guys to spawn and then heal. And then you're starting in your nice new deck where you could stack up corpse explode and stuff, except you're starting fresh, so you have to wait for the glyphs to roll through. Your damage is low. Your You're not able to get those stacks on until a while. When you do get them on, you're having to pause your DPS to get them cast. So that has some downsides too. I don't know. It's interesting. And obviously, anyone out there that has ideas or things or what they would do in this situation, um, or has any thoughts of other good places to throw some damage in, and stuff like that, definitely feel free. I'm always open to tips and anything like that, so feel free to throw it in there. But we've put ourselves in an interesting position with this gear. I'm getting increasingly glad we made this gear. It's opening up some interesting stuff right here. And anything would have done it. Doing just white iron plate also would have opened up a lot of these questions. Trying to go back to a higher level plate gear. We might actually do that. We might actually put in resources to do a high level plate, white iron plate, because that's a lot more reasonable. You get a lot better stat on it. We're not gonna be able to skin that guy. All right, we're gonna have to kill all these things and just try and pull them out of the pile, skin them, I guess. Oh no, we can leave that. We would just do this pile over here. I'll drag this big one over when time comes. That'll work. Oops. All right. I will apologize. I do get a little less, a little more quiet when I'm kind of observing stuff and trying to think about this stuff. So I apologize for that, but it is interesting. All right, 108 Knight's Grace, not bad. We're not leveling it right now, by the way. We don't roll it through this deck. We probably should. That was just from the 10 minutes or whatever we spent in Panopticon. Ooh, this guy we want to drag over here to kill. Actually, Glancing Blow I don't even want on right now. Yeah, there's Dread Agent Dad posted in Jade Chat, selling some whiskey, selling some timber boards. Cotton 4.1's not bad. Alright, so this is our primary stack now, is the one over here. We're trying to back up towards it, but we keep hitting that every time we hit that death field, you stop in place, you can't move while you're casting. I switch it up depending. Sometimes I use stuff for help. So for the Death Attunement foods are Bone Broth is the 5 attunement 1 slot food. Beef Pot Pie or Mutton Pot Pie is the Death Summon food. The Seared Sturgeon is the 3 slot 15 attunement food. And the 10 attunement 2-slot food, I forget what it is. I'd have to look it up. Ah. Oh no, mutton pot pie is the 10 attunement food. Okay. So bone broth is the 5 attunement death food. Mutton pot pie is the 10 attunement for 2 slots. 3 slots for 15 attunement is seared sturgeon. I built this death mage to be a very high crit chance death mage, using high crit damage death mage, I really should say, using rock maple wands. So I like to keep my crit chance up. So I actually use also usually the 2-slot food. I use Scorched Dunkleotosius, the lava food. It gives 5% crit chance, spell critical chance bonus. You can also use the unicorn medley, which gives 7.5%, or you could use the white wine, which gives 4% or 3%. But that one seems to be bugged. That actually falls off way sooner than it should. And then I also sometimes use health foods. So the 1-slot health food is beef pot pie. That's 100 health. The 2-slot health food I think is broiled mackerel, which is 200 health. No, it's blackworm cakes, which is 200 health. And then plesiosaurus pie is 300 health for a 3 slot. Well, you could or you couldn't. A regular plate is even better. This gives me less health than white iron would, and my old suit was white iron, pure white iron. This is obsidian plate with white iron, white iron bindings. But yeah, it's getting my health to a pretty good number. Of course, I would be interested. It does mean I could get my health to 3,000 without too much trouble, and or I mean, very easily. I could just change my foods right now and get to 2,500 with no trouble. And it makes me wonder about using strategies to keep my health lower as a percentage to do more damage. I might start trying to mix more of that stuff into. Trying to use a lot of that stuff was part of our original plan with Death Mage. We ended up being so much more powerful in a build that didn't allow for that. The pure Carapacian build, that we kind of abandoned it and never looked too far into it. But might be worth revisiting. We're gonna start missing skins here because we were checking stuff and whatnot. Yeah, the Carapacian's kind of pricey. I don't know what I used for my suit. It was probably maybe 1,200 beetles total. Obviously, that gives a lot of failed attempts. It's stuff like 27-inch chests and stuff. It's still really good gear you can give to people. So it's not all a write-off, but I did put a lot into it. But again, I'm about spell crit chance is what I'm really looking at raising with that to complement the spell crit damage on the wands, and that's where a lot of my damage comes from. A lot of times, death mages traditionally will go like hard maple and do just base spell damage and not worry too much about their crit chance. But let's go ahead and look at that was a nice corpse explode there. Let's go ahead and look at my spell crit percentages after this wave is done here. Let's let this guy take a nice big hit on me and see what happens. So I healed for 100 there. He hit me for 2. That's what you'd expect. What's happening on him? He's at 1477. He hits me. Oh, he healed during that. I wanted to hit with a nice big bite. He popped down a little bit there, but he also healed. Come on, give me a nice big bite. There we go. Yeah, see, it takes a little damage off of them. Again, if it's reflecting whatever it is, about 25%, if you look at their DPS, 25% that isn't much. It's adding an extra, 20 well, 4 off of each of those. A little, oh, yeah. I mean, it's adding, what, 15 DPS to my build? It's not that much. Seems like something has to be missing, though. It seems like their damage must be higher than that. I guess not. They are super high health mobs, so I do have to lay a lot into them. But they're not super. Well, they're reasonably high health. And we're losing some large wyvern skins, but we're alright. We're more interested in the information here than the loot. Talking a little bit in guild chat. Again, one nice thing about doing this again is, this gives us extra carry capacity as well. Just being in this heavier gear with more strength. And so for a place like Well of Wyverns, that's not bad. We could, if we wanted to sit here and grind in this, we'd be able to get in an extra probably 2 rounds on the Wyverns. Even drop one of our foods for Obsidian bacon. That's 25% encumbrance capacity, so we can carry even more. And might turn this into kind of a long grind. I don't usually do that kind of play style. I don't really like to grind stuff much. I like to hop around. If I am grinding, I like to boss hop. I like to move around and stuff. But every now and then, if you find a relaxing one, which this has the potential to be if we go the other way, instead of speeding this deck up and adding more stuff, we just kind of accept that it's a little bit slower and more casual. I don't know. I might enjoy doing it every now and then. So it's cool as an option, that's for sure. I think it would be cool to try the spiders right now too in Despair and see how we do on those guys. And I'm not even gonna have to go drop weight first, I don't think. I'll see if we get a wyvern hunch here and how much other stuff. But yeah, I'm still golden. Sweet. I don't even have my inner strength on either. Look at that. 100 health from that inner strength. 1700 carry capacity. Oh man, we can stay here twice as many waves, 3 times as many waves. Good lord. Beautiful. Alright.